What's up YouTube, this is GroudonEmpire and I am here for another episode of my Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Rating Battle Spot Single Laddering Series, where I take on the online ladder in singles, which is 3 versus 3, and as an experienced player that got 1900s plus in X and Y, my goal in this series is to provide high level commentary and gameplay for all of us to benefit from and to become better players. If you are hyped and you like this video, please remember to click that like button, as it really shows the support for this channel, and I hope you guys enjoy what you're watching. What is up guys, we are back, and as you can see on the screen, if you watched the past couple of episodes, I actually swapped out a certain Pokemon for a new Pokemon. And the reason I have done this is because off screen, between this recording and episode 70, I have actually played around how many games? Like 40 or so games, and I only won 55% of those games, more or less, and it was disastrous. And when I looked back at all of those games, I realized the lack of seismic toss in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Special Mega Kangaskhan is a deal breaker. It's still amazing versus high ladder teams, but it struggles versus Rotom Wash and Suicune and those cores, even if it's not the Rotom Wash itself, but their teams, right? And you guys probably saw this in the Mamoswine episode with the Talonflame and the Rotom Wash, and that was just one battle, but I had so many other battles that were indirectly related because of the Rotom Wash being on the team. And you know, obviously Mega Venusaur is an amazing partner for Blaziken, but you know, I like my special Mega Kangaskhan, and with Seismic Toss I don't have to care about having a grass type. But unfortunately, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, with the introduction of Mega Salamence and making me run a bulkier Kangaskhan set, and because I can't run Seismic Toss anymore, Special Mega Kangaskhan just isn't the same as it used to be in X and Y. That said, I probably will go back to it maybe in the high ladder, but I know that for 1600s, for example, it is not a good choice because Rotom Wash is everywhere. And Rotom Wash is not that common at the high end of the ladder, so maybe I'll go back to it, because it's still putting work in those games. As for this team, I have a Mega Venusaur. This is the same one I used in the team guide that I have on my channel, if you didn't check that out. And Blaziken is actually Life Orb Blaziken with knockoff instead of Swords Dance, because I see a lot of Latios now, and it's very strange. And with Aegislash, it doesn't matter because I bring Blaziken anyway, so it's like, yeah, I have knockoff instead of Swords Dance. I don't even use Swords Dance. So without any other further explanation, you know, we'll just get right into this. I'm sorry for the long introduction, but it's important. It's important for this long introduction because it's crazy. It was crazy what happened. It's really crazy. We find our first opponent. They have a decent rating, and they have a team I don't like. I'm gonna get their team down, and I should do well versus this. I played this person before, well, a team like this, and I won, so I should win versus this too. So I'll look at my opponent's team, and the first thing I'm thinking is, which Pokemon on my team puts in the most work? Ever since I see Latios, I'm like, Aegislash is good for Latios, but I'm not just going to bring Aegislash just because it's a good Pokemon. And same thing for this game. You know, Aegislash is good for the Serperior and Sylveon, but that doesn't mean I want to bring it, you know. You want to see the entire team as a whole, and then bring the Pokemon. That's why I have knockoff on my Blaziken now, because Latios were so common now. I don't even understand why. But anyway, this team has a that's a potential Scarf Landorus. I'm not sure what my opponent's going to start off with, to be completely honest with you, but I think that it would be in my interest to I think that Garchomp is my best lead, just in case he might have a Greninja lead. Just in case. I mean, he might not, but you know, just in case. I like Mega Venusaur a lot. Not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna bring Mega Venusaur. Mega Venusaur is amazing in this matchup. It deals with, you know, so many Pokemon. It's amazing. Greninja is an issue. That's annoying. Sableye doesn't appreciate Blaziken, and Blaziken can put in work versus Serperior and Sylveon. and Greninja most importantly. But then yeah, I'm gonna bring Blaziken, and hopefully this works out well. Garchomp, Mega Venusaur, and Blaziken. So as I was saying, versus this kind of team, for example, Special Kangaskhan doesn't have Seismic Toss, so it's useless. You know, it can't do anything versus Sylveon. It can't do anything to Greninja. Serperior is not going to get one shot by it. It's only good versus Sableye, and it's not good versus Suicune because Suicune doesn't take anything from Thunderbolt or Shadow Ball, and no Seismic Toss to put it into high jump kick range, and it's crazy. Now, my opponent is definitely a Mega Sableye, so I'm just gonna switch out into my Blaziken. I'm gonna switch out into Blaziken. I think that's my best move. I'm switching out to Blaziken because he's gonna Will-O-Wisp, and if he doesn't Will-O-Wisp, good for him, but he's likely going to Will-O-Wisp. He's gonna Mega Evolve and he's going to use Will-O-Wisp, and I'm immune to that, and then I can just fire off a Flare Blitz onto anything that I want to. I can knock anything off, and that would be sick. I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to fire off a knockoff, because I know Flare Blitz is not going to OHKO a Mega Sableye. That's just not how it works. And, you know, knockoff's actually pretty sick. I was testing this team before I started recording, and I won 3 of my last 4, which is pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Judging from that damage. It was Assault Vest Lander, is interesting. Judging from that damage, that's 97.5. Flare Blitz is 180. That's not going to OHKO. That's not going to OHKO. What I will do is... I'm going to go out into Garchomp, and I'm just going to go for Outrages. I feel like that's my best move. And hopefully it is. Hopefully it is, because I would not like to lose. Losing stinks. It really does. If he switches out into Sableye, he's likely going to faint. That's what I'm assuming. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go for that. You know, if I went for a Flare Blitz last turn, I could have went for another Flare Blitz, and then it would have been a good time this turn. And the next turn, I could have done something else. But... whatever, this turn I'm going to go for Outrage, because he might switch out into Sableye, I don't know. But it doesn't matter, because I can Outrage anything, and anything is going to take a lot of damage. This thing's going to take a lot of damage. It almost fainted, actually. And if he gets low rolled, if the low roll wasn't, I could have actually could have put in some more work there, honestly speaking. If, you know, good things were happening. What I'm going to do right now is, I don't think I want to go out into Blaziken just yet. Or do I? I think I want to. Never mind. I want to. I'm going to go out into Blaziken right now, and we're going to see what's going to happen. I am going to Protect, because I don't know if he's faster or not. I can't tell. He's going to switch out. Okay, he's not going to switch out. Alright, that's interesting. I thought he was going to switch out. That would have been a good move for my opponent to make, honestly speaking. I'm just going to go for a knockoff next turn, because I don't know if he's going to switch out into something or not. And knockoff, you know, it's good. It's good. It's always nice. Honestly, I can win the rest of the game with Mega Venusaur, so I'm just going to go for a knockoff this turn. And then when the Mega Sableye comes in, I am going to go for Flare Blitz. Flare Blitz. I'm going to go for Flare Blitz, and we're going to have a good time. I'm going to lose if I don't have Blaziken for Mega Sableye, though. So that's very important to keep in mind. What is this? Interesting. Very interesting, actually. See, I don't know. I think he's Life Orb, honestly speaking. I'm just going to go out into Venusaur, because I have nothing to lose. I have nothing. I literally have nothing to lose. So I'm going to go out into Mega Venusaur because I can potentially, like if he's sashed, I'm in trouble, right? And right now I get to see if he's Life Orb or sashed. He has Water Shuriken. All right. That is interesting indeed. That is very interesting. All right. And he is Life Orb. So I need Mega Venusaur to win the game. I'm going to Mega Evolve right now. I'm going to go for a Sludge Bomb. That is my best move. And next turn I want to switch out into Sableye and I want to go for Flare Blitz because I need Mega Venusaur to win versus Greninja. And that's why I did that. That's why I switched out into this guy because, you know, Water Shuriken is a potential and my opponent can also be sashed because the rest of his team, I mean, Serperior can be sashed, but it can also be Life Orb. It can also be Light Clay. So, you know, you can't be completely sure what it's going to be exactly. What I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to switch out into my Blaziken. Because you know, if I can just get Flare Blitz damage onto this guy, I'm in good shape, honestly speaking. So it's great. It's awesome. It's a good party. You're all having a good time. If I had Scrappy, that would have been fantastic. But I don't have Scrappy. So, you know, can't do anything about that. Go for a Flare Blitz. I mean, I know the Greninja might come in, but no, Greninja's going to faint, so he can't do that. So he's forced to keep the Sableye in, and he has to Calm Mind up. That's the only way he's going to win. He has to Calm Mind up. He cannot recover Stall Me. It did over 50%. And Greninja's frail, so I don't think Greninja would survive a Flare Blitz, to be completely honest with you. I really don't think it would. But we'll see what happens. Well, he doesn't switch out right now, so it's unfortunate for my opponent. I mean, Flare Blitz is my best move, regardless of whatever happens. And he can Snarl me if he wants, but, I mean, I can Giga Drain next turn anyway. It's interesting. Now, this turn, he can potentially switch out into Greninja. That would be bad for me. But I honestly think, like, Greninja's going to faint. Like, I'm going to run a calc right now. I want to know if Greninja's going to faint. I think Greninja will faint, to be completely honest with you, because it's a freaking Greninja, man. No, Greninja's not going to faint. Wow. Interesting. Wow. Now, my opponent... can make some plays right now. I think I'm just going to go for a high jump kick. I want to go for a high jump kick. Alright, so I made the right play. Awesome. I went for the high jump kick because it's my best move, because he is definitely in Flare Blitz range. If I went for a Flare Blitz, he would have fainted. I'm gonna die to life. I'm not dying to Life Orb, so that's a fainted Sableye. If I did faint to Life Orb, then what I would have to do is I don't know, that would have been tough. If I fainted to Life Orb, I would have poisoned this guy with the Venusaur and just keep on synthesizing, honestly speaking. But anyway, I'm going to go for a Flare Blitz right now. The reason I had to make that play was because he's in Flare Blitz range, and his best play was to switch out into Greninja. And I mean, I could have Flare Blitzed the Greninja, but I mean, it wouldn't have been a good time. Now, honestly speaking, my opponent, I actually would have lost this game had he recovered. I think Flare Blitz is actually my best move now that I'm thinking about it. But, I mean, hey, I had to read what my opponent would have done, and I guess my opponent didn't do the math. I mean, my opponent knows the math because they see the health. I don't see the health, so I can't do, I can't make a good move. I mean, I can't, be precise about it, right? Anyways, right now I got to Sludge Bomb this guy and synthesize up. That is all I can do. He has to get poisoned. If he doesn't get poisoned, I have no hope. No hope for me. All right, well, so this is still a game. as you guys can clearly see. Even after that prediction, that correct prediction, you know, if I hit Greninja with the Flare Blitz, I could have came in with Venusaur and finished that thing. When is this guy gonna get poisoned? Come on, get poisoned. This guy, yo man, this is gonna be disastrous. Get poisoned, please. Just get poisoned. That's all I need you to do. Get poisoned. I hit you like 3 times already with Sludge Bomb, and you're still not poisoned. Alright. Poison hack's not coming through for us. Come on, you can poison now. Poison. Poison, poison. Yay! Should have got poisoned like 2 turns ago. But whatever, it's fine. So what we gotta do right now is we have to just... We can't Leech Seed because of Magic Bounce. It's just gonna come back to us and it's gonna be a wasted turn. I'm gonna keep on Giga Draining because I don't have anything better to do with my life. Well, I mean... Why not? I think he's gonna beat me, honestly speaking. Even though I made whatever plays I had to make to win, I think he's still gonna beat me. He Will-O-Wisp. Alright, I think I'm done. Unless I got a crit. No, even if I got a crit, that wouldn't help. That sucks. That sucks. Well, I'll Sludge Bomb right now, and I'm gonna Giga Drain next turn. I don't want to waste my Giga Drain PP yet. That's why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. But yeah, I made the best play that I could have made earlier by high jump kicking the Greninja. Because had I switched out into Mega Venusaur, predicting the switch, you know, I would have Sludge Bombed, and then and he would have switched back out into Sableye, and then this entire situation would have happened, except Greninja would still be alive. So right now it's gonna be very bad, really. Like, even if I need to get like a double crit to win at this point. Wow, he got a crit Snarl. That's bad. That's really bad for me. That's very bad for me, actually. Oh man, that sucks. I hate losing games like this, honestly speaking. But I mean, look, like I'm looking at my opponent's team. All right, there's literally nothing I could have done better. Like, those were my best moves. Like, Mega Sableye is just so bulky that, you know, my opponent, or maybe it was a roll. Maybe my opponent calculated the health and they were like, they have to switch out into Greninja that turn. And maybe when I Flare Blitzed the Sableye once it came back, it was a low roll. If that's the case, I mean, I guess it's too bad, right? Low rolls, they suck. The only way to put it, like... Wow, that did no damage. Why did that do no damage? Why is Sludge Bomb doing more damage when Giga Drain has more base power and Sludge Bomb is resistant? Oh, he used Calm Mind. Wait, no. No, last turn he didn't use Calm Mind. Why is Giga Drain doing less damage? Oh, whatever. Well, I'm gonna Giga Drain right now. Hopefully we got a crit. Nope. I think that's a good game. I mean, not necessarily. I can still Giga Drain and get a crit and win. I'm not going to Synthesis because there's no point. Alright, awesome. So, you see, guys? I have to be more excited. Yo, alright. So, listen, guys. I'm not going to pose. This game, from a competitor's point of view, I lost this game. I lost this game because Mega Sableye was a favorable matchup for my opponent. You know, good game to my opponent. He had a he had a good team. It was very Blaziken weak, but either that was a low roll that I had with the Flare Blitz, the last Flare Blitz I had versus the Mega Sableye, or something, whatever happened. But it survived, and he could have brought it back. But when you're using Sableye, crits are a real thing. So that's what happens. And fortunately for me, at the right turn, I got the crit, and I played for that. I was like, if I synthesis, maybe I'll survive, maybe not. I don't remember the exact math of the HP, but likely I'll faint, whatever, right? Likely I'll faint. So my best move, whether I'm surviving or fainting, because he might go for recover and he might not go for recover, but regardless, it's in his favor. If I don't crit Giga Drain him that turn, it's in his favor to win. Regardless of what happens, if I synthesize or whatever the hell ends up happening. All right, so that is why my best option, honestly my only option at that point, was to Giga Drain and hope for a crit. So I did that, and I ended up coming out with a win. And was this win deserved? This win was deserved in the sense that I made the right plays, I predicted correctly, and I was rewarded for those predictions. And at the end, I played it so that in like the off chance I get a crit, which is the only way I would have won, I would have actually benefited from the crit. And it turned out that ended up happening. So definitely a deserved win in terms of playing to the best percent chance I could possibly win. Obviously the matchup was not in my favor because Mega Sableye is a really good Pokemon. Mega Sableye is a really good Pokemon. And he has a good team to deal with it has a good Mega Sableye team, because if I want to use a Zoomerl, right, then I have to deal with Serperior, with Suicune, with the Gunk Shot from the Greninja, and if I'm, if I don't have a Belly Drum up already, first of all, Aqua Jet ain't gonna do anything to Serperior. It's gonna survive, it's gonna KO me, Suicune's gonna burn me, and it's not a good time, right? And that might be a Rocky Helmet Suicune, we don't even know. And, Aqua Jet can only KO the Sylveon, right? Otherwise, that thing has a Specs Hyper Voice that does massive, massive damage. And it's just not a good time for that Fairy type. I know one Fairy type. Actually, Greninja there is a Fairy Slayer with Gunk Shots and Ice Beam. So, Mega Altaria wouldn't be good versus this team either. But this is an example of a good Mega Sableye team, honestly speaking. I feel like it's pretty good. It's not the best because he doesn't have a Fairy Resist. So fairies would kill him. He has a check for fairies, but he doesn't have a resist. So he can't switch out into something reliably to take the fairy type attacks like a Volcarona or a Heatran. But definitely a solid Mega Sableye team, and I think you guys should definitely I definitely think it's better than mine, but yeah, I mean, I made a new Mega Sableye team down the line, which I think is far better than the one I made a video of, but this team is definitely a better team than the one I made a video of earlier, because I had a bad Mega Sableye spread. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, by the way. If you guys did, remember to click that like button, all that nice stuff. Remember, this game, I had to play to get the crit, I had to play to be in a position to win with the crit. And I did that, and fortunately I got the crit. If I didn't get the crit, I would have lost, definitely. But in the off chance I would have gotten the crit, that was those were my best plays. And I was playing so that I would have ended up winning had I gotten that crit. And fortunately for me, I ended up getting it. Not every game is going to be like this, but again, this is a bad matchup for my team. And maybe it was just rolls. Maybe I got low rolled. But whatever, doesn't matter. Good game to my opponent. You know, it sucks to lose due to that. But, I mean, hey, I've been on my fair share of losing to hacks and winning from hacks. I'm just going to take this win, move on. I'm not going to be like, this is a matchup issue. I know my team would lose versus this, or unless, you know, high roll. Whatever, I'm talking too much. I don't know if you guys benefited after the team commentary, whatever. Basically, what I'm saying is this is a good team. It's a beneficial matchup versus my team if he plays it well with the Sableye. But if I get the roll in my favor with the Flare Blitz, then the Mega Sableye is done anyway, so it's a good time. So it's a pretty even matchup, honestly speaking. So that was a good game in that sense. Of course, whenever you see a game decided by a crit, definitely sucks. But I mean, I don't know what to say about that. I don't know what to say about that, except that it sucks. It sucks. It sucks, and it sucks even more. I know it does. But I'm just explaining to you guys that if you're ever losing, don't just quit. You want to play for your win condition. Look at your win condition. My win condition was getting that crit Giga Drain at that right turn. And if you get the luck, great. If you don't get the luck, then you lose. Whatever. But at least you tried to win. If you don't try to win, then you're not going to win. You know, it doesn't matter what kind of luck you end up getting. You're not going to end up winning. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. And I'm going to be uploading a second episode for this day because tomorrow the online ladder is going to reset. And I need a few games for you guys so you guys can be watching and stuff. And I also missed an upload for Sunday, so I'm gonna be double uploading for today for that reason. This is GroudonEmpire. Peace out.